is to get people the things they need in a tasty form so that they can take care of their own health.
So let's talk about your Mighty Flex. Now, this is for joint health.
Correct.
And this is in gummy form. It's a very easy thing for you to take, and you take 2 of these per day. You can take 1 in the morning, 1 at night, or take 2 together, right?
Correct. Either way.
Now, just chew these up and enjoy them. And they're Mighty Flex gummies, 2 per day. Over 48,000 bottles of Mighty Flex gummies sold since May the 15th of 24.
Yeah.
We
introduced them here at QVC.
Yeah, very, very excited about it. Now, this is also an expiring price and exclusive to QVC. This is something that is going to really help all of us as we age, yes?
Absolutely. This is, as anybody can tell, a real problem as we're aging. Our joints, unfortunately, take a lot of abuse from us, particularly those of us who want to stay active as we get older. I have, a huge patient population that are getting knee replacements, hip replacements.
Great.
Now the new in thing is shoulder replacements because of pickleball. And one of the things we want to do, again, you could go to the grocery store, health food store, Costco, and you could buy joint supplements. Usually they're big horse pills.
Right.
And one of the things that my patients once again complained about is I can't swallow these big horse pills, particularly my female patients. So I came up with a way of getting some fantastic joint support in a really tasty gummy, but it goes beyond that. So we started with a really exciting recent discovery. There is a compound that was discovered in a particular breed of cucumber, of all things.
Okay.
And human trials gave people this substance, which is called Q-actin, and other people were given a placebo, a fake. And the people who got the Q-actin actually had improved joint comfort, there it is, they had improved knee comfort, and they had improved joint health. What does that mean? Their joints actually got better. And again, this is a human trial. So we didn't just stop there. I don't like to just do one and done. The second thing, people have heard about collagen and how important collagen is for our skin, but it's really important for our joints. Because if you go, for instance, if you go see a physical therapist because you've injured your knee or your hip, the first thing they're going to do is talk about, we got to strengthen the ligaments and the tendons around your knee or around your hip, because that's kind of holding things up. And that's made out of collagen. Now, what's important is you can swallow all the collagen in the world, and don't get me wrong, you can swallow your collagen supplements, that's fine. But what most people don't know is that collagen is kind of like rebar. And you've got to knit the collagen together with vitamin C. And so I put a full daily dose of vitamin C. Again, you don't want to get your vitamin C from orange juice. So there's vitamin C in here to help you rebuild collagen. In addition, we now know that these antioxidants that we talked about previously in Vital Reds are really important for antioxidant support of your joints.
So in these gummies, we're going to find ginger.
Yep, turmeric, beetroot, and all of these that we talked about before. And again, the color. So when we take these polyphenols out, that's what these guys are. So we've taken all the sugar away, and we've just gotten the active ingredients. And so again, the color and the flavor is actually coming from these compounds.
Doctor, they taste great.
Yeah, they do.
And it's hard to believe that there's all this inside, that I'm bathing my insides with the good stuff. When I wake up in the morning and I go to stretch before I get out of bed, I jokingly call it snap, crackle, and pop time. Because it's the time that I snap, crackle, and pop, because I am going through all of my morning rituals and all my morning routines. After a night of sleep, I'm finding that I need to stretch and pop and rattle and roll. I do all of it. So this is going to be important, because you're going to take this either 1 in the morning, 1 at night, 2 together, however you choose, and just chew them up because they're sweet and they're delicious. This is unbelievable. Don't get your vitamin C from orange juice because what
Please.
you're going to get is mostly sugar.
Mostly sugar.
Mostly sugar. You might get some vitamin C, but
Yeah.
you're going to get mostly sugar. This is something that is really lovely. And let's talk about the benefits of Mighty Flex.
Yeah, so you're getting the Q-actin, which has been proven in human trials to improve your joint mobility and comfort. Your joints are going to feel better. You're going to get the vitamin C to rebuild that collagen. Then we talk about fiber. So people are starting to hear about fiber. Fiber, you want fiber for gut health. Turns out bacteria in our gut, which control most of everything that's going to happen to us, including our brain, have to have soluble fiber to eat. We don't have any fiber in our diet. Believe it or not, hunter-gatherers eat about 150 grams of fiber a day. We think that most Americans should have about 30 grams of fiber a day. The average American maybe gets 2 to 5 grams. Why? Because almost all the food we eat is processed food. We've taken all the fiber out of fruits and vegetables and other things and thrown it in the trash because people don't like it. This is soluble fiber, and there's very good data. The reason I got interested in soluble fiber is because it's really good for heart health.
Let's leave that graphic up because what it's doing is telling us that these Mighty Flex are supporting heart health.
Yep.
They're supporting digestive health.
Yep.
They're keeping you feeling full longer.
You want to know how that happens?
Please.
It turns out that the good bacteria in our gut, and there's a bunch of them in there, want soluble fiber to eat. That's what they want. And if you give them what they want to eat, they literally send text messages up to your brain saying, hey, we got what we needed to eat. You don't have to eat anymore. That's a reason fiber fills you up. It has nothing to do with absorbing water and filling your stomach. It's actually feeding good gut bacteria.
You're getting 120 in this jar of these Mighty Flex gummies. This is something very easy to eat, whether you do one in the morning, one at night, 2 together.
Yeah.
And you don't have to take it with water or with any other medicine.
No, that's the great thing. You don't have to chug down this giant pill, and it's just fantastic. What I've found with myself and my patients, we all want a little sweet something after dinner or after lunch, and we usually are looking for something with lots of sugar. Instead, my wife and I just, have a couple of these. It gives us that sweet taste, it gives us that chewy taste, and the great thing is it doesn't stick to your teeth. I spent 2 years developing this formula, and it doesn't pull out your fillings, in case you're worried.
Doesn't pull out your dental work.
Yeah, exactly.
The most important thing to realize here is that you're bathing your insides with the kind of things that you're after and not bathing your insides with the things that you don't need or don't want. And a lot of times when we eat something with a lot of sugar in it, our receptors in our body say, oh, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this tastes good. This must be really, really good for me. And then you go to the doctor, and the doctor does your blood work, and the doctor says, sugar is a bad thing.
That's it.
Sugar is hurting you. It's not helping you. Even though your body tells you it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. So cut down on your sugar. Don't eliminate, cut back. I found that in my journey, if I tend to cut back, I'm better off because then I don't crave and I don't binge.
That's exactly right.
And those are things that are important. So it's important not to eliminate, but to cut back. So if something is 8 carbohydrates, cut it back to 4. And then go from there. Your body will tell you. Your body's a powerful communicator.
Absolutely.
We don't always listen to our bodies, but our bodies will communicate to us very loudly and strongly if we're getting what we need.
Yeah.
And that's important. And sometimes when we're getting too much of the wrong things, the body goes silent.
Or tells you, what are you doing
Or
to
it
me?
tells you these things and you're not listening because you like the way it tastes, right?
That's right.
So processed foods. So shop the perimeter of your grocery store, not the middle sections. That's where you find a lot of the processed foods.
Right.
The perimeter of the grocery store will find a lot of the things that are not processed. And that will be a better thing for you. And then make sure that you're supplementing with something like Mighty Flex. How many are gone now? How many? I'm sorry. 900 are now gone. Many people are looking at this and saying, you know what, I'll give this a go. Because why not? Now, there is no auto delivery on this. Does this have a shelf life, doctor?
2 years.
2 years.
So-
Keep it in a cool, dry place, yes?
Yeah, just keep it in your kitchen.
But I don't have to freeze it or
no,
refrigerate it.
no, not at all.
Yeah, just keep it in a cool, dry place. My grandma used to keep things on her cellar steps.
Oh, yeah.
Because going down to the, I mean, she used to just sit down on her steps and she would just go down her behind and she would grab things as she needed them because it was cooler down there, right? In the cellar. So if it's cooler in your cellar or your pantry, just put it in a place where it doesn't get sunlight, right?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
just don't
keep
put it on your windowsill.
Yeah,
in
keep
the
it in
sun.
a cabinet or something. And this works out just fine. And it's going to bathe your insides with all the things that you're after. Things like polyphenols. These are all 100% vegan.
Yes.
So
there's
this
no
is-
gluten. There's no
gluten.
soy.
There's no soy in this. This is all prebiotic fiber, turmeric, Q-actin. This is a dietary supplement. Now, doctor, what should we be adding this to? What kinds of food should we be eating?
Well, here's the problem that I see in my patients. I can tell them you shouldn't eat junk food, you shouldn't eat processed foods, you should eat, all these wonderful fruits and vegetables. But you're right, people are people, and it's going to be in our diet.
They're going to eat what's easy.
Yeah, they're going to eat what's easy. So what I've done is, look, I know, I can see on blood work. I see patients 6 days a week. I do their blood every 3 months, and we look at what happens to them in their blood and the blood work. So I said, I got to get this stuff in them. They're not going to buy all this stuff. You can't afford this stuff anymore. And I'm going to take the benefits of fruits and vegetables, and I'm going to, which are called polyphenols. And how do you remember that? I tell my patients, polywantaphenol. And that's how they remember it. And I can tell you that the exciting thing is the bugs in your gut, what I call the gut buddies, the good bacteria. Recent evidence shows that the good bacteria love to eat polyphenols. And the more you give the good bacteria what they want, they're the ones who tell you, no, you don't want that junk food as much as you used to.
And they reward you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the more polyphenols you ingest, that way you're able to reward yourself, reward the good bacteria, and in turn reward yourself. Now, 1,100 of these have been ordered. Many people are buying multiples.
Good thinking.
This is something that you can keep in a cool, dry place. It does have a little protective cover. I'm not sure if this jar does. I think. Well, this
You
one
pulled
did.
it off.
I pulled it off.
There it is.
But it's important to know it will come with a protective cover. This has a 2-year shelf life unopened. So if you leave that protective cover in place and leave the lid on and leave it stored in a cool, dry place, you're good for 2 years.
Yeah.
You're not going to stick to your teeth, your dental work, or your cavities.
One provisor, and a lot of people are buying more than one. Why? Because we don't ship the gummies during the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
And summer is coming. And that's why this is a great price. You can't get this you can't get it on my website.
Well, it's an expiring price. So
Yep.
the price will go away at end of day today, I believe. Is that right, Frank? We're checking. Our producer. Does this go away end of day? Price will go away end of day.
Ah.
Yeah, the price goes away. And normal QVC price on this is $85, which by itself would be a good price, but $69 is better.
It is.
And why not save the money and get the good stuff? I mean, bathe your insides with the good stuff. That's the most important thing I can tell you. People ask all the time, what should I be eating to be my best self?
Yeah,
And I think you have to bathe your insides with the good stuff.
that's exactly right.
So when you wake up, because I am 60 years old, and when I wake up in the morning, I feel every day of my 60 years. There's some days I don't feel 60, and some days I do. And that's why it's important to make sure that I'm bathing my insides, because as I age, my body is not naturally producing a lot of these things. Not like they did 30 years ago, right? So this is going to be important for us to supplement and provide ourselves that little extra boost.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife is an avid tennis player.
Is she?
She plays, 4 or 5 times a week.
Wow.
And we're big time hikers. We'll hike 6, 8, 10 miles in the hills several times a week. And recently she really kind of injured her hip playing tennis. And she tried all sorts of things, physical therapy, etc. And I said, here, dear, I brought this home from the office, and I want you to start taking this. And believe it or not, now